In January 2017, the Oval Office became the epicenter of intense global scrutiny. Flashbulbs and heavy political theater defined the first days of a new administration. Navigating a world built entirely for adults, a 10-year-old child was suddenly thrust onto the world stage. He didn't invite policy analysis. He was simply a young boy caught in an overwhelming, highly public environment. 7 years later, the public saw a drastic change. The 10-year-old boy had grown into a 6'7" adult, standing prominently at the center of the family's inner circle on a national victory stage. The question is, how the most fiercely shielded child in modern political history maneuvered from a protected bystander into a visible, active participant in a national election. Washington operates on a strict, unwritten agreement regarding presidential children. They are granted total media immunity, provided they stay out of the political fray. That boundary was tested almost immediately in 2017. A writer for Saturday Night Live posted an offensive joke targeting the young boy, and a political blog criticized him for wearing a casual t-shirt while boarding Air Force One. The backlash was swift, resulting in widespread boycotts and a network suspension. Support for his privacy came from the opposing side of the political aisle. Former first daughter Chelsea Clinton publicly defended his right to be a kid. Having endured mockery during her own teenage years in the White House, she insisted the media needed to let him have a private childhood. This intervention reinforced a necessary barrier between a president's public duties and their families. Protecting the president's child operates outside of partisan talking points. It is an absolute institutional boundary that Washington relies on to separate a family from the grinding gears of the political machine. In the modern era, this unwritten rule requires even fiercer protection due to the changing mechanics of harassment. Unlike face-to-face bullying, digital harassment operates with a borderless, 24/7 reach. Researchers document severe consequences for young people caught in these networks. This compounding emotional weight leads to heightened risks of depression, isolation, and paranoia. Subjecting a child to unrestricted global media access creates a profound psychological hazard. Complete insulation becomes a basic requirement for their well-being. During the presidency, Melania Trump worked intensely to maintain this protected image. By largely removing him from the public eye and keeping him close, even physically adjusting his tie, she created a strict geographic and emotional barrier. She attempted to translate this maternal protection into federal policy by launching the Be Best campaign, a broad public awareness initiative aimed at combating cyberbullying and improving youth well-being. The initiative immediately generated political friction. The First Lady campaigned against online harassment, while her husband actively weaponized social media to attack his critics. Despite the public contradictions surrounding the campaign itself, the deliberate media blackout around her son worked. He grew up in a highly insulated environment, developing multilingual abilities and preserving his status as a private citizen. The shield held firm precisely because he remained entirely absent from campaign events and completely removed from the mechanics of his father's political operations. But Washington's unwritten rule comes with a strict condition. Media immunity expires the exact moment a family member enters the political fray. During the 2024 election cycle, the now 18-year-old student at NYU's Stern School of Business voluntarily stepped out of the immunity bubble. He began operating as a behind-the-scenes advisor, taking a hands-on role in the re-election strategy. His specific focus was advising his father on how to secure the youth vote. The strategy required moving the campaign away from its standard rally format. Instead, outreach targeted non-traditional digital media spaces and podcasts popular with Generation Z. By actively targeting a demographic and helping shape the strategy of a national election, he intentionally triggered the end of his own media blackout. The campaign's visual presentation quickly adjusted to reflect this new reality. Donald Trump's physical interactions with his son evolved to visually legitimize this new strategic role. The imagery of a dependent child was replaced by photos of two political peers. Body language experts noted how Trump frequently positioned him to signal a transition into adulthood, framing him as a chip off the old block. It represents a stark contrast. The 10-year-old boy the public met in 2017 has faded, replaced by an active adult looking out at the crowd. By moving from the sidelines and into the strategy room, Barron Trump permanently traded his protected childhood for a primary role as an architect in his family's continuing political story.